Hello, my name is Benjamin Hart. I'm an American attorney and the Managing Director of Integrity Legal here in Bangkok, Thailand. As the title of this video suggests, we're going to be discussing Thai work permits. A commonly asked question amongst those who are living and working in Thailand that I've often seen is, can I have two work permits? But what folks that ask that question really are asking generally is, can I work at two different places in Thailand legally? I think is really the underlying question there. And the answer to that is yes. There are certain stipulations on that, but for the most part, yes, it is possible to have work authorization with two different employers. Now, one of the issues with that is the initial employer needs to be aware of the second employer, and oftentimes, in fact, in most cases I have ever dealt with, the original employer needs to not only be notified of the secondary employer, but oftentimes needs to basically consent and allow that to occur. So for those that maybe own their own business but may want to work part-time in another endeavor, probably not a big deal. For those that do have an employer in Thailand, work for a company, work for a big firm, work for a hospital or a university or something, they probably are going to have to receive consent in order to undertake secondary employment. Working without a work, even though one has this is a common misconception, even though one has a work permit in Thailand, it does not mean one can just work anywhere. The parameters or the scope of the work permit are narrow insofar as they only pertain to the employer listed on the work permit and arguably only pertain to the activity and possibly the geographic location of the employer listed on the work permit. So if one wants to undertake secondary employment, yes, work authorization is going to be necessary. It's basically a second endorsement by another employer needs to be placed into the work permit in order to allow for the dual work authorizations. But that being said, it is theoretically possible, and where employers are willing to consent on an individual working for two different employers, it may be possible to go ahead and facilitate that and have a double endorsement on a single Thai work permit.